Tough one. We knew that coming into this game, the physicality that Vegas presents, the matchups um, that they present, that it was going to be tough. Some positives are we out rebounded them. You turn less turnovers in the second half. Got some good production from Mercedes. Obviously, Stewie did her thing. Just tough loss. We got to grow from this one, learn from this one, but taking some positivities from this one and taking it into our next week.
Thanks, Coach. First question here is from Percy Allen.
Awesome. Hey, Coach, obviously in a game like this, it could be so many different plays and so much is always made on the last play, but I'm going to ask you about the last play. From that, after the timeout, you're down one and the Super 3, was that the shot that you wanted or did you want something else?
The last possession was getting our three best players in action and leaving it up to a great playmaker to decide what was open for her. It was a deep three, but we got them to switch on our action. And it was up to, our playmaker to decide what was open there. That was kind of the intent of that last action.
And then just also the last plays in the fourth quarter there. You guys had two really good looks there. Just your thoughts, just the things that you saw on like those plays as well.
Yeah, the game is kind of meshed right now for me. Which last plays are you referring to? Can you just kind of jog my memory?
It was tied. And then I believe tied 84-84, right? And I want to say that Stewie had a good look over Kelsey Plum. Mm-hmm. And another one, the other one was Sue Bird underneath inbounding. And just really, it was going to be a difficult shot, for like Stewie at the buzzer.
Mm-hmm. I thought there was a lot of contact on the one that Stewie had. Again, a good look close to the basket, best player in the world, one of the best players in the world who was cooking, got a very good look at it. Same with that last attempt, I think with the amount of time that we have we had two options in there, Jewel coming off and also Stewie at the rim as well. So, sometimes it comes down to makes and misses. Execution was there. He just couldn't buy a bucket in that juncture of the game. But just really the decision to utilize our best players in those actions are always going to be the decision. Understanding the flow of the game, who has the hot hand and who has kind of that momentum, and making sure those looks are there for them. But again, learning and growing. This is information for us for when we get into these situations.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Next question here is from Jeff Brown.
Hey, Coach. So defensively, you guys held them to 37 points in that first half, but then gave up 58 points over the final two quarters in overtime. What changed for them offensively that allowed them to score so much?
Yeah, I think Chelsea got cooking a little bit. They were trying to bait our coverages as far as we were showing bodies toward Liz. Just got kind of more aggressive. I'm not sure if they were even moving the ball more so than finding us on rotations. A couple of those breakdowns came from our rotations and not getting, prioritizing who we need to get to. And then at the end of the day, I think they just were looking at matchups that they liked and were going, particularly toward the paint and inside the paint, kind of using their aggressiveness toward to get buckets in that manner. I think I don't, the game is like meshed right now in my mind, but I think a lot of what we, they only have 5 free throws in the first half, and then we see they ended it with 23. I think a lot of what we were doing also was putting us in positions that took us, out of what we wanted to do, or one of our keys was defend without fouling.
Mm-hmm. And then, you guys are leading this game 5 points, 7 points, even 9 points through basically almost the entire thing. But in the fourth quarter and overtime, they outscore you by 10 combined. Do you feel like the starters might have gotten tired towards the end? Was there an over-reliance on the starters? I think all 5 starters played like 32, 33 minutes or more.
Yeah, and 2 of their starters played 40. They play 7 all year, and at that point of the game, we're just trying to win the game and kind of go what's been working. I thought that we had very good energy from our bench, but honestly, Jeff, in those moments, right in the fourth quarter, when we've kind of played that long together and played in overtime, it's hard to adjust. As far as subbing in that way, we were winded, and as were they. And at that point is digging deep and understanding that we're just trying to win the game. You know what I mean? So yeah, I see a lot of 30s, but I do see 2 40s on the other side. At the end of the day, dig deep, play hard, and persevere through.
Definitely. And then if I can just get one more, just to end on a positive note, and you kind of touched on this already, you guys out rebound them. And I thought Mercedes' presence, obviously she missed the first 2 games. She has a double-double with 12 and 11. Just talk about how much Mercedes impacted the game.
I am the biggest Mercedes Russell advocate. I think what she does for us and for our team is undervalued, not by me or our staff or us, but by others. In that, sometimes her stats don't jump out, but she's solid. Defensively, she's smart. Offensively, she's smart. She's an excellent teammate. She moves the ball. She understands basketball. And I think people need to appreciate her game and what she does more. Honestly, seeing a double-double from her, it shows me how locked in she is and how much more that she can give for us. You know what I mean? Like we know that we have a big 3, but Mercedes is a big part of what we do. And the world needs to understand that as well. She is absolutely important, a vital piece to this team.
Thank you so much, Coach.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Coach. Next one here from M. Adler from The Next.
Hey, Coach. Tough loss, obviously. It looked from the game like you really succeeded in the front court, at least defensively, but the back court, not as much. What was it about the Aces guards that was so hard to deal with when your bigs were doing so well?
Yeah, I mean, Chelsea just puts so much pressure on, as a big guard, and ability to pass, ability to post up, ability to knock down mid-range shots and threes, obviously. We had to put more sides on her. We tried to put Lou on her to take away those looks that she can see. And then obviously Plum is playing at a high level, playing very confident. They're top 3-point shooter. And so what those, also what that guard group has is this physicality. They're very athletic. They get into you, they run the floor, they cut hard. And so it's a battle all game because of that. And they're a very good team. Obviously they have weapons all around.
Thanks. And then I just wanted to ask, so the past 2 games have been Steph Talbot's fewest minutes of the season. It looked like she at least has been doing well in her minutes. What sort of led to that? Is it just the matchups?
Yeah, for sure. I wanted to get Kennedy out there to defend Hamby today. Kennedy showed some good just signs in practice yesterday, and her being big and physical. I wanted to utilize her in that matchup with Hamby at the 3, Hamby at the 4. I think Steph has done an awesome job, and she continues to do great within her minutes. But sometimes, I know we talk through rotations and our starters playing a lot of minutes and things of that nature. Sometimes it comes down to what we see defensively matching up, offensively what we can do on the floor, and groups that we got to make sure groups are out there that have repped it together. So I mean, Steph has done an awesome job. She'll continue to do an awesome job. She's been a great teammate, and she goes hard within her minutes. It's nothing that she did or didn't do today. It was the matchups that we wanted to see against their bigger lineups.
Thanks. And I just wanted to really quickly add, when Jewel got some rest at the beginning of the fourth quarter, was that just to save her for sort of the ending of the game to make sure she was at better strength?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Last one here from Masvita from Cascadia Sportsnet.
Hey, Coach, you feel that you gained some ability or lesson learned in being able to play physical with Las Vegas today? I mean, is that a progression for the team?
I think so. That was our theme for this week: physicality and communication. And I think we showed signs of it, glimpses of it. Toward the end, we kind of, weren't as locked in on our schemes and being as physical as we started the game. But, a team who and our team isn't known to be physical, but in order to battle with Vegas, you have to turn that on at some point, being aggressive defensively with our schemes. And today showed that we can be physical right along with them. Got to finish out plays, got to defend without fouling, not put them in a bonus early. But at the end of the day, we have personnel to be physical back with them.
Going back to Mercedes, it's her footwork and speed. And you talked to, how smart she is and all that, but is that also her quickness and foot speed underrated?
It is. It is. And I think, she had an excellent offseason in Turkey. And you look at her highlights in Turkey, she's moving like a guard. That's Mercedes. A lot of people don't she's a guard in a post player's body, in my opinion. And that footwork and all of that is not a surprise to me, because you see her working on it. But her agility is something that I think is her advantage at her size. And, you saw it a little bit more, but when she plays overseas, you see it all the time. And it's a matter of just kind of locking in and getting her in positions to display that. She does have that, and she has the ability to finish off at the top because of her size. But she's smart. She's a very smart player.
Thanks, Coach.
No problem.
Thanks so much, Coach.
No problem.
Cool. Hey, Stewie, thanks for being here. We're going to start off here with a question from Percy Allen.
Awesome. Hey, Stewie, I understand that it's the Aces, that they're good, that they're at home. But considering that you guys had really controlled this game, you're up 7 in the fourth quarter, is there a feeling that you let one get away?
Yeah, I think exactly that. I think the feeling that we had them. And even at the end, there was opportunities where we just needed one stop or something like that. And I mean, obviously credit to them. They made plays, but in the fourth, I felt like we were getting into a good rhythm and place where we wanted to be. But I mean, they're going to make plays too. And and we know that. Excuse me.
Hey, and then, just on TV, it was just exciting to watch. But being in it, did it feel like a playoff game? I mean, because it was going back and forth, and I mean, it was just, really, it was just awesome to watch it. But just from your perspective, just how was it?
Yeah, definitely playoff atmosphere. Definitely nice that they have, I believe, full capacity, courtside seats. I mean, it was loud in there. And that's what you want as a player. You want those games where it's loud, it's tough to hear, adrenaline's rushing. So, they got us obviously in Vegas. They got us tonight. We're going to continue to, make sure we close out this stretch before Olympic break, and then come back and finish the rest of the regular season and get ready for what's to come.
And then just this last quick thing for me. This is the first time that you guys have dropped back-to-back games all season. Anything particularly going on, or just two teams that were tough teams and all that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was two tough teams. DC came out earlier in the week at home and shot lights out. They played really well. Tina went off. And then tonight it was a back and forth one. Vegas got the better half of us, but I don't think we're worried about the back-to-back losses. We're not worried about the losses at all. We're worried. We just want to continue to make sure we're learning and improving every day.
There you go. Thanks, Stewie.
Thanks.
Thanks, Stewie. Next one here from Jeff Brown. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Stewie, in the first half, they only get 5 free throw attempts, and you hold them to under 40 points in that first half. But they finished the game with 23 foul attempts. Do you feel like they were doing anything different to draw those fouls, or do you feel like the refs maybe called the game differently between the first half and the second half?
I mean, it's kind of crazy that the free throws was 23-9. I didn't really notice that in the game, but I don't know what you want me to say right now. The refs do what the refs are going to do. And they, at the end of the day, we're the ones, excuse me, on the court. And, you know, there's going to be times when there's no calls or missed calls or bad calls, but that can't be the excuse or reason for why the outcome was the way that it was.
In the first half, you guys had 13 turnovers, but just finished with 16. So you cleaned up a lot of things in that second half. What kind of was going on with those turnovers through the first 2 quarters?
I think it was a mixture of both. I think some of the turnovers were just live ball. There was it seemed like a lot of travels, which I'm not really sure if they were all travels. And then at the other end of it, it was just, you know, we were focusing on the next play before the first play happened.
Got it. And then last one for me, you know, to look at some positives in this game, you obviously have a monster game, 35 points, 11 rebounds, but Mercedes also has a double-double, 12 and 11, kind of outplaying Liz Cambage. I want you to talk about your performance, because obviously 35 is huge, but also talk about Mercedes and what she brings on both ends of the court.
Yeah, I mean, tonight I knew that, I mean, every game I come into the game knowing to be aggressive, but really trying to see what the defense was going to give me, how they were going to play in ball screens, in rotations, and just continuing to be aggressive, no matter if the ball goes in the hoop or it doesn't. And then for Sadie's, I think, you know, she really played really well around the rim. She was able to kind of get a lot of those drop down passes. She was running the floor, and the rebounds. I mean, the rebounding is huge. The fact that we out rebounded them, even on a loss, is impressive. And that's just how we need her to play. And we need her to kind of continue on that, build off this game and take that going forward.
Awesome.
Hey, I just want to hop on real quick. Just a reminder, we need to limit it to 2 questions. The team has a flight to catch tonight and needs to get going.
Thanks, Jeff, and thanks, Stewie. Last one here from Emma Adler.
Hey, so historic day by the stats for you. So how hard is it to come away with pride in your day during a tough loss?
Just like, what do you mean?
I mean, season award cases are starting to be more clear in public. You come to this game, obviously it's a big matchup between you and Asian Liz and all those players. And at least by the numbers, like only Candace Parkman 08 has put up your slash line today. How hard is it to be able to go out there and dominate the game like you did and put a mark on it while also having to come away knowing the team needs to improve to really continue at the top of the league?
Yeah, I got you. I mean, I think that takeaways from this game is I need to continue to be aggressive, continue to kind of be ready for all those shots that I'm given. Whatever my stat line was, it obviously wasn't enough. And that's the thing going forward. I think that, you know, with our team, we feel that we can still get so much better. So right now, you know, we'll take the loss, we'll take it on the chin, we'll go back to Seattle and continue to get better. We're in a fortunate position where we have a lot of games, a lot of days off in between to practice, to work on stuff. And I think it's going to be really important to kind of see how we finish this little stretch before Olympic break and also carry that momentum post-Olympic break.
Great. And then just to finish up, it was noted, I think on the broadcast, certainly on social media, that there was a point at which some fans were jawing at you before you hit a 3 and turned around on your way back up the court. What was that exchange?
You know, it's actually really nice to have courtside fans just because, you know, you miss that jawing back and forth. You miss, you know, the engagement. And the guy, he said that I stepped out of bounds. on my three. And, when it went in, I just had to turn around and look at him.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Stewie. You're good to go. We have Sadie's and Jordan in next.
Sheesh.
Okay, we're set.
Cool. Hey, Jordan. Thanks for being here. We have a question from Jeff Brown. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Jordan, you guys hold them to 37 points in that first half, but I believe they scored 58 over the final two quarters and the overtime. What kind of was changing either defensively for you guys or what was working so well for them offensively?
I think it was that third quarter stretch when Chelsea Gray just, went off. I think she scored like 3 buckets in a row, post ups and isolations, and that kind of got them going. And, we were at the end of the game, there was a couple of possessions where we didn't rotate correctly and, they got some open shots. So those are just the little things that kind of turn the game around for them at the end of the game. But I mean, for the most part, I think we for the most part, we did a good job. I just think, in the most important key moments of the game, we had some slip ups and that allowed them to, go on a run or knock down an open shot in an important bucket.
And then you guys defensively, the front court did a really good job kind of limiting A'ja and Liz. Like Mercedes did fantastic on Liz today. Those two just have 31 points combined, but their guards really kind of scored. Obviously, you just mentioned Chelsea, but even Kelsey Plum and Jackie Young and stuff like that were scoring. Kind of what were they doing, or what made those matchups so difficult?
I don't think the matchups were different. Like I said, I just think in crucial times they scored baskets that we needed to get stops. I thought majority of the game we did a pretty good job of defending them. I just think in those key moments, Plum and Chelsea Gray, got some open baskets or, they finished. So I thought we did a good job of guarding throughout the game. It was, like I said, it was just those important key moments where we needed to get stops. We didn't get them.
Thank you, Jordan.
No problem.
Thanks, Jordan. Next question here from Percy Allen. Go ahead, Percy.
Awesome. Hey, Jordan, you've played with Sadie's for a while here. This game looked a lot like that 2019 season for her. Just really efficient out there, going toe to toe with Liz. Just the things that you're seeing from her this season.
Yeah, I mean, Sadie's, when she's active and she's doing the things that she needs to do, she's very hard to guard. And I mean, you saw it tonight, and just doing the little things. I know there was a couple possessions where she got loose balls and was able to finish underneath the rim. But Mercedes, she's a great player, and when she's locked in, and she's just really hard to guard. So to have her on our team is a blessing. She's a great screener. She can rebound. She can guard without having people needing to double or help. So she just does it all for us. And so she just did a great job tonight of defending A'ja and Liz.
And then for the first time all season, you guys have dropped back-to-back games. Just what's the feeling inside of the locker room now? Yeah,
we just got to learn from these games, it's just a couple of possessions that we need to, change and fix. And I think, we're right there. We're at this point in season where we're still, on the uphill of, figuring out who we are. And I think we're getting there. So just these last two games, it just comes down to a couple of possessions. And I think we're going to clean those up, for these next couple of games before we're going into break.
There you go. Thank you, Jordan.
Thanks, Jordan. Last one here from M. Adler from The Next.
Hi, Jordan. Just wanted to ask, so in terms of your guys' bench units, obviously against the Mystics, some of those weren't the best moments of the team, but today was a great run to the second quarter that led to that big lead going into half. What do you think led to that advantage today?
I think us just being ready, the second unit, our job is to come in and keep the pace, keep the flow, and to get defensive stops. And I think we did that today, and just throughout the game, quite frankly. But it's just about staying ready. You never know when your moment and when your name is going to be called, and you just have to step up to the plate and play your game. And I think we did that tonight.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jordan. You're good to go.
Thank you. Have a good night.
All right, we're all set.
Cool. Hey, Sadie's. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
We're going to start off here with a question from Percy Allen. Go ahead, Percy.
Awesome. Hey, like say this, Ken, like you described, what was the atmosphere like inside of that building? That I just had a chance to talk to Stu, and she just said it was electric, it was near capacity. She's going back and forth with some fan out there that she kind of liked it that way. On TV, it really jumped out. But from your perspective, what was it like to be in a game like this?
Oh, it was super fun. The crowd had a lot of energy. It was super lit. It was live in there today, and it was fun to play in that environment.
And was that kind of the type of game that you were expecting? Like the top two teams in the league goes into overtime. It's really what I think there's some there's some crazy lead changes down the stretch there. Was that the type of game that you expected?
Yes, I definitely knew it was going to be a battle. It was obviously back and forth in the second half, which we expected. And I mean, it came down to the last few minutes. Chelsea hit a tough shot, but I think overall, I mean, it was a battle that we expected it to be.
Thank you, Sadie.
Thanks, Sadie. Next question here from Jeff Brown. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Mercedes. The front court for you guys, you kind of outdueled their big front court of Asia and Liz. You both had double doubles. Stewie has the 35 and 11. You have 12 and 11. Just talk about your performance out there, what was working so well, and then also Stewie's performance.
Obviously, we wanted to make it difficult for their bigs. We know they're a powerful team. Score a lot of points in the paint, So we just wanted to defend well, make them take tough shots because we knew they're going to put them up. And then obviously the rebounding game we had to win, which I'm pretty sure we did. It just came down to a few tough baskets. But on the other hand, Stewie was balling, hitting tough shots, rebounding, getting good deflections. So overall, I mean, it was a really tough game.
Definitely. And there's a high probability that you guys are that's the last regular season between you two, but that you'll face off in the playoffs, high probability. What did you learn from this game? What can you take forward, for potentially the next matchup against Las Vegas?
Yeah, honestly, it's going to come down to just executing and defending well towards the end of the game. Obviously, now it's only June, so we have a few months. And we have a lot of time to grow as a team, which is going to be good for us. We're going to continue to build and just get better as a team as a whole.
Thank you, Sadie.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sadie. Last one here from Em Adler. Go ahead, Em.
Hey, just wanted to ask. So, I mean, obviously we've all seen the box score with how Liz and Asia and Hampy did today. A lot of that great defense came from you. Do you come into a game like this against like this kind of front court just wanting to go out there and really have a lot of energy to show out against like this level of front court?
I definitely want to bring energy defensively, yeah, and just make it tough for them to finish. Obviously, both Asia and Liz have been putting up big numbers, finishing well around the basket at a high percentage. So, I mean, just making it tough for them to finish is really a big job.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sadie.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.